Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. I'm going to share with you another message that I received. The message reads like this. Hello my brother, can you please post for me my story on your platform? What is going on in my life is something that I am ashamed of. I am cheating on my wife who is terminally sick. Me and my wife, we both moved here to Europe whilst we were still young. We had our kids here and life was good. We actually thanked God considering the country where we came from. But out of nowhere, my wife just fell sick. We took her to the hospital. She stayed in the hospital for 2 months. Then the doctors had to discharge her because all the tests that were performed on her, they came out negative. They didn't have any clue what wrong was her. In the end, they just say that the only help that they can give her is when she is at home. Then here and there, I'll have to buy pain medication for her. So this is the condition that my wife is in right now. My wife is just like a zombie. She's still living, but she is just dead. I have to cook for her, wash for her, feed her. She cannot even talk properly anymore. So I had to look for a caregiver. That is where the trouble started. Yesterday, I sat down and I asked myself, what kind of a man am I? What kind of a husband am I that my wife is lying terminally sick in bed, but yet I'll be in the kitchen having sex with her caregiver. Our kids, they no longer stay with us because after their mom fell sick, it was affecting their grades in school. So my wife's sister had to come and collect them. They are staying with her. So it is just me, my wife, and here and there our caregiver. It will be only the three of us in the house. And it's almost as if it is only the two of us because my wife cannot even get out of bed. She is so sick. So 2 nights ago, what happened is that the caregiver that I'm being intimate with came over for a night shift. So me and my wife were just lying there in bed, and this caregiver was busy giving her a medication. After she had finished, she said that she was going to the kitchen to make some coffee. Then later on, she texted me on my WhatsApp. Then she told me that I want us to have that other kind of coffee. Can you please come now because I need you. I feel so cold. I left my wife alone in bed. As I was walking to the kitchen, I kept telling myself that you don't have to do this to your wife anymore. Just stop it. Return to bed and tell her how much you love her. But when I thought about my wife's caregiver, I told myself that I'm just going to do this for 5 minutes, then I'll return to bed to be with my wife. When I walked into the kitchen, I found our caregiver. She was already naked and she rushed over to me and then she started to kiss me. Then we made love for 2 hours. When I returned into bed, my wife was wide awake. She looked at me without look that said that I know what you were doing in the kitchen with our caregiver. But her voice couldn't just come out. She looked at me. I tried to explain that I was just making some coffee. She just shook her head and said that it is okay. You don't have to explain what you did. Then she looked aside and fell asleep. The whole night I couldn't sleep because I kept on telling myself that I'm such a bad person. How can I cheat on my wife when she is in such a terrible condition? So this morning I texted my wife's caregiver. I told her that we have to end this relationship since you are already married. Then she texted back and she said that already she and her husband, they are not even in speaking terms. She is looking forward to the day when my wife passes away, then we can move in together. She told me that sooner or later I have to accept the fact that my wife is going to die. My brother, I know that it is the truth that hurts, but she told me the truth. There is no hope for my wife. My wife is going to die sooner or later. Please post for me. I just want to hear what people in the comment section are going to say. Dear listeners, right there was a confession that I received on Facebook. This man's wife is terminally sick. and he is cheating on her with her caregiver. The reason that he is cheating on her, he is saying that for the past 3 years, he hasn't been able to be intimate with his sick wife. Let's meet again in the following episodes.